vision. I had no money, but I shared them with the vision. I said, "Your babe, if you love this brother here, I'll take you places." But I had a vision. I said to myself, when I'm doing this, I need to start getting X amount of money. There's I don't want to call it a pressure, but that's the same principle that I'm sharing with my kids. Today is 2025, right? Year, age, where you are now, whether career-wise and the salary. Okay? And then talk about your aspiration. And then talk about whether it's career, whether it's studies and whatever you want to do. And then you said to yourself, now you're at 30. At the age of 30, you said how much you want to earn and what are you doing about it. You still earning the same 30,000 rand, but you are the most toxic person in the workplace. No action whatsoever, but you are here. You talk too much. Then, at the age of 50, do you know that once you go at the age of 50 and you still earning your 30,000 rand and you want to buy a property, the bank goes like, I think you're going to have hybrids, yeah? Come on. You need to be on the other side of maybe 3 million rand, maybe we may consider. Have you had some notice from the bank saying you apply for something, they're saying to you, you are financially over. You don't owe anybody, but they've got their own scoring machine that says, you're not lucrative for us. But what I did was I shared her with a vision to say, babe, one of these good days I want to become the CEO. And I'm saying this when I was there. And I said, let me show you how I will become the CEO. In all of this, I've never been in every company for more than 3 years. Because I said, for me to get a salary increase, I don't want the 5%. 5% I know, if I sit here, every year I get 5%. But if I move, the other guy there looked at me as a Royce Royce said, yeah, listen, I'll give you 1 million more. Then I move. The other day, I chill with you, give you a return of investment. I move to him, I'll give you 2 million. Now I went 2 million more. I keep, just like that. So, but what am I saying? That way, you believe in God to move or to be debt free, but what are you doing about it? When the Mrutis are not qualified to talk about certain things, right? They are good spiritually. Yes, the Lord. They are very, very good spiritually. But when it comes to because people are struggling financially. Yeah, they're struggling financially. So I think, with absolute due respect. But what am I saying? If you put action into it, whether it's the smallest thing, selling the fat cook, go do it. Because if you do the selling of the fat cook tomorrow, you put the archer there. The other day you go like, okay, let me do fancy, let me buy the toaster and start toasting, put some eggs in there. Now, taking in some teachers and people who are high standards. Then the other day you're like, no, I need to open a little bit of caravan. So you're growing. But guess what happened? With us, you keep going. They ain't putting over the boy. I was so angry. I made them feel good. No. Look at the amount of money that we spent getting loaded from 1901 until today. You could have built an RGB house. Those people who are drinking with high. If you look at the amount of money that you buy, that you boil that bottle, I'm saying that bottle was equivalent to, I don't know how many bags of cement that you could have extended, you could have built. But unenkani today, just because when you look at this together, and then you don't even charge already. I think I'm bestowed. You want to demean this life just because you wish you could be here. The reason why you are so bitter is because you wish you could be here. You wish you could be here. It was supposed to be you. But I'm like, but you blew it. You blew it. You had an opportunity. You were the hottest chick when we were in primary school, remember? The hottest chick. And then the whole Mahrok man they came to play and practice and play and practice when they perfected their skills. They're not even marrying you. Hello? They ran away. They married somebody who had this less practice or no practice at all. But you were left alone, bitter now. Then you're forming in this WhatsApp group that says, you know these cars who live in those estates are not even happy. They can drive all these big cars, but not even happy. But how do you know that you're not even happy? Well, you don't even need the material family, you're not happy yourself. So don't bring your bitterness here to us just because you're not happy, we're happy. No. Me, my wife and kids, we're happy. You unhappy? Good. Yeah. But why should people get married? I mean, I read that, like, cooking for a man and like, let's do you sleep or something. No. We love it. We love to be controlled by our spouse. Yes. We love to be controlled. Yeah. So is that mentality that we need to make sure that once our foundation, even in our influence, is correct, we will be successful. We will be successful. These hands, God is, you know what I kept saying when I was at the mountain? I said, sorry, God has given you these legs to carry you up. And therefore you shall come down. You know, my legs are bruised, extremely bruised. And I said, this shall come to pass. That's why I kept encouraging Solly. And I know for sure that the other day you saw David encouraging himself in the Lord. And that's what I kept telling myself in the mountain. I said, David encouraging himself in the Lord. What happened? It was because no one actually was following this direction. And he had to go like, as for me, Josh, as for me in my house, would do what the Lord is saying us to do. But as everybody here, I'm saying to you, you have attended a lot of conferences, podcasts, and all of these things. If you don't practice what you have learned, I'm not going to do it before, but that's what I every day. And somebody actually got an who feels so threatened. Now, as I'm talking, you feel so small. Come on, man. Actually, we are judging, and you're talking rubbish to it. And I'm saying, remember, I don't live in your house. When I leave here, I'm going to my house. And you know what's a beautiful thing? My job in life is to make you angry. Once you are angry, you leave here, you're going to, who does he think he is? But when you get home, you're going to, I want you to just leave angry. When you get to your car or you get home, or tomorrow morning, you said, I think it's right. I think it's time that I try to really get. I've been talking about the promotion, but what am I doing? And when you're the most toxic person ever, that's why we overlook you when it comes to promotion. The most toxic person. Can you do one thing about you? I said it's late. Whereas there's somebody that we are eyeing to say, that one's our donkey, that one's our potential, that one's our promotion material. And guess what happened? Boom. That's it.
We are done. So this is how we do the podcast. Maybe actually, Prasol wanted to come on the podcast some time back, and I kept postponing because I wanted to do his live. He didn't know, but then later we had to tell him because now he had a choice. That's not for impression. He didn't know that we value the advice that he gives us every time we engage. We meet him almost every week on radio. So I get to hear those things every day. Get to get this mentorship. I wanted everyone to just feel your energy and feel your wisdom. Are you grateful that we got it here? Thank you. I realize those that are online on the private stream, so I guess it's welcome to you. We are heading over to our MC.
We are not heading over to the MC. We will take a few questions from the room. I'm sure after everything we've heard, we've got a million questions, but we will limit them to 4.
Two.
Two.
And
we've got one. We've got one this time.
Alright, cool stuff. I didn't mention something intentionally, so the first hands to go up gets a book. There's a nice book called Side Hustle Success by our very own Villain. Please do scan Villain so they get to saying he wants to support the channel. So, bro, you just want yourself a book.
Awesome. Yay!
Let's go. That's a question.
Daniel, Russell, thank you so much for this opportunity and thank you for the knowledge that's been imparted. I've just got one question regarding generational wealth. What does generational wealth mean to you, and how do you involve the current generation to take over what you're going to leave them behind? Thanks.
Yeah, beautiful. So I think, first of all, the current generation must expose the today's generation the way they've been doing it. Because the biggest problem is, the old generation, they've done it their way, using their own principles. I don't even know. Your grandfather, used to own a shop, but when it comes to the older people, she is, giving them on credit. Then this new generation, inheriting the shop, my friends, younger generation, I'm giving them on credit, and the older generation, I want them to pay instead. Guess what happened? Today's generation, because they're not doing that as yet, they won't pay. You're going to run out of cash flow. So you're going to be chasing even the old generation as well. So I think exposure is everything. If the two generations were to sit down and expose each other to how it's done and how it should be done, the other one will be talking about how can I take it to the next level. There are a lot of things that I don't understand when it comes to the AI stuff my kids are showing me. So I'm showing them the values and the principles, which they don't have. But they want to piggyback on technology. Now, these two generations, if they don't sit back together in one room and says, how have you done it? And how are we going to improve on it? Then that's how, it should be done.
One more question.
I thought we'd get a chance to that side, or should we take this side?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have a question in real estate. As a young person in this generation, when you talk about bond using the bank, what's your advice to someone who want to invest in real estate?
So the question is, you want to enter into the real estate as a first home buyer? You want to buy a home? Look, I think for me, I want you to start. Because if you have it in your head for too long, you won't start. I think whether you start by buying an RDP house, you start by buying a land, you start by buying a townhouse, it doesn't really matter what it is, but start. So if you start there, it's giving you one step in that area of the real estate. So a lot of people actually they keep talking about it, but they don't do it. Even if, with due respect, I'm saying to somebody who wants to buy, the lowest property. Go buy it, go live there, it's your house. And you'll be very confident that while you are aiming to go to whatever estate that's out there, somewhere to set aside, with a house of 300 million, you will get there, but you have started. When you look back, you know what's called testimony or history? Testimony is when you look back, like, you need to start. Even if you live in a caravan, but for sure this is your caravan. That real estate thing, it's yours. And after 3 years or 4 years, whenever you start getting some little bit of income, don't blow it. Trust me. Delay that gratification. Once you delay it a little bit, you'll enjoy it. Trust me, you fly to Monarch and watch the Grand Prix there. You will. The time will come. But for now, be happy that I've got a key in that 2-bedroom house for us. And it's my house. Live or live whoever you live with. And then before you know it, you bought another one there, you bought another one. Before you know it, then I'm conquered this Tembisa area. Then I'm going to Lydia. Then I'm going to Sichilo. Then I'm going to buy a penthouse and stuff. Start.
This has been an insightful, eye-opening, fire episode that's putting fire on the chair. I get to enjoy it. Sometimes these guys keep challenging even me, and I always listen to them and think, yeah, I'm not doing this one. I need to go fix it. I need to go fix my life. So I appreciate you, brother. So let's give him a round of applause. Thank you. In the next segment, we have the 3 guys that have the most watched videos on the channel. They were gracious enough to say we will come and add some fire here. All of them